All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Friday. Today, I just wanted to kind of go through everything we've been learning in this first lesson one for aerospace engineering. I'm going to recap what we did on Wednesday and Thursday, and also look at what we're doing today. So that way, if you're a little bit fuzzy on everything, we got a great way just to kind of remind us. All right, so one of the first things I want you to know is our top question, our big question for this first lesson was, what is the difference between falling and gliding? And we discussed how falling has more to do with gravity pulling us down, and gliding has more to do with air being able to lift us up. All right, so if something is falling, it's gravity pulling it straight down. If something is gliding, it's actually using the wind or air to provide lift. So that would be the biggest difference. Now remember, with gliding though, we're also talking about no external power, so there's no engines, there's no anything like that. It's just the air providing lift. You're still falling with gravity, but the air is lifting you up. So we'll get a little bit more into that. All right, this is the assessment that we took. All right, this was just the pre-assessment. So if you have not done this, this is really important. Please make sure to get this done. Okay. Here is a picture of the assessment, and as you know, you're just going to go through there and you're going to make sure that you use these words, these 4 words here, to fill in the blanks on 1, 2, 3, and 4. On part B, you're going to use these 4 words here to fill in the blanks and describe what is the arrows trying to tell you when we start talking about the plane trying to take off. Which area looks like it's providing lift, which one is being thrust down by gravity, which one it has thrust, propelling it a direction, and what is drag. And then at some point there should be a question on there, and I just want you to ask, how do airplanes fly? Just your best. You don't have to know all these, just your best answer that you can come up with. Okay? So what's the difference between falling and gliding? We have asked this many times, and we've talked about the difference being gravity is pulling you straight down. Gliding is when air is providing lift to whatever that object is. When the air is providing lift with no external power, that is gliding. All right, our next one. We just kind of went through this. I'm not going to go all the way through it. There is a video that I put in yesterday's, so that would be 9/17, yesterday's lesson. There was a video, and it was this video that's supposed to be here, and it's just the myth of Daedalus and Icarus. I also have the story up, and I'll open the story so that you can pause this as you need to. All right, so if you want to read the story, just pause this as you need. So there's page 1. You can pause now. And here's page 2. You can pause now. Okay. So then let's move in here. So some of the things that we talked about was when Icarus was falling, or when was Icarus falling, and when was he gliding? How do you know? So I want you to think about that and try to answer those questions internally after you get done watching that, if you haven't done it in class. How did the change of the shape of Icarus' wings cause him to fall? This is where we kind of got into surface area. All right, we talked about the surface area of his wings got smaller, therefore it could not the air could not provide him the lift he needed. And then we made a T-chart of things that fall and glide, and I'm going to show you that. Couple things, and this gets into what we're going to do today. We're going to start talking about what are the similarities and differences of these 2 pieces of paper. So these 2 pictures right here, I want you to be thinking about when we get into this experiment and today's exit ticket. What is the similarities and differences? So what's the same about them and what's different? All right. What properties have changed? So when we took that flat piece of paper and we did this to it, what changed about it? Then we got into fall and glide, and I'll explain this. So this is our T-chart that we talked about things that glide. Sorry about my handwriting. I was trying to use a mouse pad to write. And things that glide are leaf, paper airplane, a plane, flying squirrel. Things that'll fall would be like a milk jug, a stick, a backpack, and a lizard. This one's a little controversial because it depends on the lizard. All right, so our predictions and our notebooks, and this should be in the exit ticket. Maybe not worded exactly like this, but I want you to think about and maybe write down in your notebook, how will the fall time be affected by the differences in piece of paper? And if you're wondering, I don't know what you mean by fall time, we're going to get that too. All right. And then here, this is a little bit of how to use a stopwatch. You can use anything. You can use your phone. You can use an iPad. Just any kind of timer that does seconds is the big thing, and that you can access relatively quick. So that means you got to be able to push it start and stop really quick. Okay? These are the instructions for the experiment that we're going to do. And this is what you need to know about variables. All right, so remember what you know about variables. Variables are changed, so what things are changing? When we talk about variables, what things are changing? So in the story of Daedalus and Icarus, what changed was the surface area. We also talked about how flying next to the ocean could have changed his weight because he would have taken in more moisture. And that would have changed, that would be a variable that would depend on how well he could glide. All right. And this is the chart. I tried to make kind of a chart, and as part of our exit ticket, these are some questions, and this is kind of what I want you to do. We are going to do 3 trials of our experiment, and we're going to record our times. So right here, you would record time 1, time 2, and we'll do that on the exit ticket, and it's laid out pretty similar, okay? Yours has 1, 2, 3, and that should be for trial 1, trial 2, trial 3, and then there's also space for average time and longest time. If we have time, we might try to do this, but I'm not sure as far as the optional. Then answer these questions. And there's a couple questions on the exit ticket. Don't worry about these ones as much, just answer what's on the exit ticket. And then here, these just kind of go through our vocabulary words. So we talked about a telling of tales or legends is mythology. A statement is a claim. To come down by force of gravity is falling. Changes is variables. Facts or observation is evidence. To descend with little or no engine power using airflow to control lift is gliding. The extent of two-dimensional plane having a length of surface is no depth of surface area. Characteristics of property. All right, that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later.